Okay, I decided to do a demo on using Multisim, one of the software engineering tools that I use, software engineering tools that I use, which I presented in the seminar a while back. And so I'm going to be doing lots of different projects for you guys. And one of the ideas is to help you gain proficiency in electronic design using Multisim. So I'm going to launch the Multisim right here. You can download this software once again from the National Instrument website or whatever else you find it. And let's go ahead and start by looking at the menus in here. So it's a Windows driven menu, right? You have all the window file edit, view, play, simulate, transfer tools, options, window help, and so forth. You also have the icons for opening, creating new file, and all that good stuff, plus the proprietary stuff. And then you also are going to have the library of all the parts that you have on Multisim. Lots of libraries. The best thing you could do here is use the help menu for anything you want. In fact, there's a nice getting started file in here, which I'm going to open here, that can lead you to become better at doing digital logic design with this software. And so you could do complex stuff, you could do simple stuff, you could do whatever you want. The software is there for you. And it's got a companion software called Ultiboard. It's really a very powerful tool that can be used to design, prototype, and send over to a CNC machine so you can produce your design. All right, so that's available. But anyhow, I don't want to get distracted from the tutorial here. Hopefully it's going to be less than 15 minutes. And what I like to do is call your attention to something that is here on the side, and that's this library of instruments right here. So lots of different instruments we have there that you can use for the purposes of building your digital logic design. Okay, so back here, I wish I can simplify this a little bit, make it a little more like so. I'm trying to cover all of these, and of course I'm using a new piece of software, so it's not letting me exactly capture everything. Anyhow, I should be able to do this, and I feel I'm wasting your time. I'm so sorry. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started here with what you could do. Toolbars, you can select to view whatever you wanna see. So you can select design toolbox, right? Spreadsheets. I mean, there's all kinds of things you can do here. Here, place component is normally what you're gonna be using, and so you could use the search bar right here, like power supply. We can look for a power supply. Power supply. And if for some reason your search doesn't look like it's giving you results, you can also go back to the group, and in that group you can find different kinds of sub libraries like the source library. Okay, so let's get a DC power supply. I'm going to use a DC power supply. So that's my first element. Okay, in addition to that, I can use a switch. I'm going to use a switch, a simple switch, right? In addition to that, I'm going to use an indicator or lamp, if you will. So it's probably more in the indicators in here. So we can use a lamp for indicator. Let's do a small lamp. Okay. Maybe this 10-watt lamp. Oop, where did the lamp go? And these are actually tools that you can use right here. But back to where we were, there's the lamp. And so one other item that you need here is grounds. Usually when you're building this, you will need a ground, right? Like that one, or just a ground. So let's get a ground. And that's all we need, right? So the parts are all there. You can do whatever you want with those parts. And I could use a variable resistor. In fact, let's just do that. Let's add a variable resistor here. So place component. I'm going to do basic and resistor. And you can also find variable resistors in here. Let's do a 5K variable resistor, and I'm going to place that one here, and that's all I need for my project. Now I'm going to connect this up, and I'm going to start by connecting this guy right here. It's just a matter of clicking at the end of the component, moving the pointer to the next component, and just connecting that up, right? Click and drag, if you will. You can always align the component. I think there's a function to align the whole components, but I don't remember where that is. You can always do this. And of course, you need to close the circuit. So here we have, you can adjust this potentiometer resistance. We're going to have to change this key A because we're already using that. And so let's do this to be KV or key V, right? So KA closes that switch and KB adjusts that resistor, right? And so and it does it in increments of 5. Okay, so that's that resistor. We're not going to add no fault to it. And so that's at maximum. You can always adjust the slider in here, right, to bring it down. So 2 ways to adjust the resistor. All right, so let's go ahead and run this. And of course, because the switch is open, it's not going to do anything. So as I close the switch, the lamp should be illuminated. That's a 10-watt lamp. So maybe that's a little bit too big of a lamp. Let's go ahead and change this lamp. Let's make this lamp right click, replace component, and I'm going to pick up the 5-volt 1-watt lamp. I'm going to give it another shot, and that lamp seems to illuminate a little bit. There it is. So it's illuminating. In fact, the lamp got burned out because we got too much voltage in here, right? So I'm gonna stop that. And I'm gonna change this source to maybe make it a 6-volt source instead. Okay, so I think we're doing pretty good. And I'm gonna go ahead and run it again. And there's the lamp working, right? Lamp is off, lamp is on. So it's too bad that doesn't display color, but we're having the circuit do what it's supposed to do with a 6-volt source. All right, so I think that's a pretty good introduction to Multisim. I'm going to put a voltmeter across the resistor to monitor the voltage. And this is the multimeter right here. I'm going to open that up. And I'm going to start the simulation and close the circuit. And notice that 5.9 volts are across the variable resistor. We can adjust that, and you see the voltage is going to be adjusted too. You see that? The voltage is adjusted too as we move the value of the potentiometer. Okay, so there we have a circuit with Multisim. I'm going to stop here. I can add more devices in here. Like if I wanted to add an indicator of some sort, like an ammeter, for instance, I can place that in here. And now we can measure the current through that circuit. You see that? Current is going to oscillate based on the resistance. As the resistance goes up and down, we have a varying current too in the circuit. And here again, we have a voltmeter, we have an ammeter, we have a pilot light, we have a source. We could also have an adjustable power supply. That's another thing. So let's do replace component and DC power supply. And I'm trying to think, where is the power supply for a adjustable power supply? You can search here variable power, and it doesn't give us anything on variable power. Let's see, if we go back to place a component and voltage reference, we definitely need a variable power supply. That's what we need. Indicators, sources, and variable. All right, we're going to leave it there because our video is getting a little bit too long. Anyways, the idea was just to give you a shot at using Multisim. You already have seen it, and I hope this short tutorial on Multisim helps. Look for ni.com where you can download this software, okay? Or multisim.com is another option for that, okay? Thanks so much for your time. We'll see you next time. This was Dr.